Life is like a drop of water in an infinite, ever-flowing river, caught in an endless, unyielding current. At first glance, the drop feels small, insignificant, and utterly powerless against the vastness of the stream. It tumbles and churns with the flow, sometimes sinking into the depths, other times rising briefly before being submerged once again. The rocks in the riverbed seem insurmountable, sharp and jagged, their edges forcing the water into chaotic whirlpools and violent torrents. The drop might feel helpless, tossed around by forces it cannot control. And yet there is an undeniable truth. No matter how turbulent the river, no matter how small or insignificant the drop feels, it still moves forward. It is part of the flow, an integral piece of the ever-expanding world around it. And most importantly, it has the power to change its course. It can merge with other drops, create ripples, shift directions, and even, over time, carve out a new path altogether. In this simple, profound image of water, we find a reflection of our own lives. Like the drop, we often feel lost in the vastness of existence, overwhelmed by time, chaos, and the complexities of our world. Yet within that same flow of existence, we too hold the power to change, to evolve, to reshape our own path, to choose who we become. The universe, in all its grandeur and indifference, seems to offer no answers to the questions that haunt us. Why do we exist? What is the point of life? What is our purpose? For every person who has sought meaning, every philosopher who has pondered existence, the answers remain elusive. In this infinite universe, we are but specks of dust, caught in an ever-expanding cosmos that neither knows nor cares of our struggles. Time, the ever-present force, moves relentlessly forward, carrying us along whether we are ready or not. It doesn't wait for us to figure things out, nor does it pause when we feel overwhelmed. Time moves with or without our consent, indifferent to our fears, our desires, or our yearning for answers. But this very indifference, this vastness, this emptiness, is where we find the paradox of freedom. If the universe offers no inherent meaning, then we are free to create it. If life is absurd, if it lacks an ultimate answer, then it is up to each of us to create our own purpose, to find our own meaning, to shape our lives into something that makes sense to us. The power is ours, not in the world around us, not in the circumstances that surround us, but in how we choose to live our lives. Time never stops, and it never gives us a break. It is relentless, like a river that cannot be slowed, a current that pulls us forward whether we like it or not. We spend our lives racing against it, trying to catch up, to understand it, to beat it, but time always wins. It does not pause for us to find our footing, nor does it wait for us to heal. It moves forward, sweeping us along in its current. And yet, there is a lesson to be learned here. Time does not exist to punish us. Time exists to give us the opportunity to evolve. It is the very medium in which we grow, where we transform, where we create meaning and value. Time is not a prison. It is the stage upon which we live our lives. It is a constant flow, and we are not passive observers. We are active participants. We can't stop the river, but we can choose how we move through it. The current might feel overwhelming at times, but it is not beyond our control. Every moment, every second that passes is a chance for us to redefine who we are, to change our course, to become someone new. There are forces in life that seem intent on pulling us down. People who live in the shadows of their own bitterness, their own fear, their own doubts, and who try to push others into the same darkness. They will tell you that you are not enough, that your dreams are foolish, that your efforts are meaningless. They will try to make you feel small, insignificant, lost in the vastness of the world. These people are like the rocks in the river, cold, unyielding, trying to obstruct the flow, to halt the movement. They may succeed for a while, pushing you off course, making you question your worth, your purpose, your place in the world. But here's the truth. They do not control your path unless you let them. Just as the drop of water doesn't allow the rocks to control its flow, you don't have to let others define your worth. Their voices, their judgments, their negativity are only obstacles in your path. And just as the river eventually carves a new course around the rocks, you too have the ability to find your way around the negativity, to rise above the hatred, to keep flowing despite the obstacles. The path may not always be easy, and the current may at times feel overpowering, but you are always in motion. And in that motion lies the power to create something greater. The true power of life is that no matter where you are, no matter what you've been through, you have the ability to change. The river does not care where it comes from, nor does it care where it is going. It simply flows, constantly evolving, constantly moving forward. Life is the same. You are not bound by your past, by your mistakes, by the circumstances that once defined you. Every single moment gives you the chance to change, to grow, to redefine who you are. Your past does not have to dictate your future. Who you were yesterday does not have to be who you are tomorrow. The water in the river never stays the same. It shifts, it flows, it merges with other drops. It learns, it grows, and so can you. You are not a fixed entity. You are fluid, dynamic, constantly evolving. The challenges you face, the difficulties you encounter, are not there to define you, but to shape you. They are the rocks in the river that teach you to flow, to bend, to learn, and ultimately, to grow stronger. What holds the greatest power in this life is your ability to recognize that you are the one who chooses who you become. No one else can decide your worth. No one else can dictate your potential. You are the sculptor of your own destiny. The world around you may try to define you, to limit you, to tell you who you are supposed to be. But you have the power to reject those limitations, to redefine yourself, to shape your life in ways that reflect your true potential. In every moment, you are making a choice. You can choose to be passive, to let life happen to you, to let the world dictate your path, or you can choose to take control, to shape your own journey, to live with intention and purpose. Every decision you make, every step you take, every action you choose, creates a ripple that flows outward, changing your life and the lives of those around you. You have the power to change your course, to merge with new experiences, to create a new path, to make your life worth something more than it was yesterday. The most powerful thing you can do in life is to expand your worth. You are capable of becoming someone greater, someone wiser, someone who can weather the storms of existence and emerge stronger. Your worth is not determined by what others think of you, by the mistakes you've made, or by the judgments of society. Your worth is determined by how you choose to see yourself and what you decide to make of your life. The river does not ask for permission to flow, nor does it seek validation from anyone. It simply moves forward, carving its own path. In the same way, you must learn to trust your own flow, to believe in your own power, and to know that you are worthy of whatever life you choose to create. Time is a constant force, but within its flow, you have the power to rise, to transform, to become someone new, someone greater, someone whose worth is limitless. The ultimate power of your life lies in the choices you make. The river may flow, the universe may expand, and time may pass, but you have the power to define what those forces mean for you. The greatest tragedy is not that life is uncertain or absurd, but that so many people allow themselves to be swept along by the current, never realizing that they can change the course of their journey at any moment. You are not a helpless drop in the river. You are the river itself, flowing, expanding, evolving, growing. And in that truth, you find the ultimate power, the power to choose, the power to grow, the power to transform, and the power to become the person you were always meant to be. So rise above the chaos, rise above the noise, and become the force that shapes your life, just as the river shapes the land.